What's up guys, Nick here, and today I want to talk about an idea that I have for Nintendo. Now, recently, Battle Royale games have been a big trend for gaming, and with games like Fortnite and PUBG and some other knockoff titles, the Battle Royale games are very popular. And as you guys saw with E3, Fortnite is now on the Switch. And I feel like Nintendo can join that bandwagon of Fortnite and PUBG by making their own Battle Royale game. Now, I think they could do this with Star Fox. Now, recently I played Star Fox Assault, which I heard is a really good Star Fox game because Star Fox Command wasn't that good, Star Fox Adventures wasn't that good, and Star Fox Zero wasn't that good. And I've beaten Star Fox 64, but I started playing Star Fox Assault, and it was pretty fun. Now, the thing that they added in Star Fox Assault were these ground missions. Now, it was kind of similar to Star Fox Adventures, where in that game there was a lot of ground missions, and I don't think there were any R-Wing missions, to be honest. But I haven't played that game, and I didn't really like it because of what I heard and what I've seen. But with the Star Fox Assault, you have these ground missions that you have Fox running around with a blaster and other weapons that you can pick up and do some objectives and beat enemies. You can also ride in the Landmaster and pick up things like the R-Wing and ride around there doing some objectives and helping in the sky battle while also helping on the ground with the Landmaster and Fox's own blaster. Now, with this ground battle, there is also a versus mode with up to 4 players. And with this, it's kind of like a death match where you and 4 other players, or 3 other players I should say, battle against each other, trying to kill each other. And now there are other weapons that you can pick up, such as the machine gun, grenades, a sniper rifle, rocket launcher, and a couple other weapons that I can't really name off the top of my head. But there are a good amount of variety of weapons. Plus, there's a lot of different stages too to choose from, and different characters with different abilities. So Falco, Slippy, even like Wolf, Leon, I think, Panther, and Peppy are all playable with their own stats too. Now, with this mode, it's a ton of fun, and I would really like this mode to be a Battle Royale game for Nintendo. Now, we already have kind of deconfirmation that the Star Fox Grand Prix game is being made. I don't know if that's actually confirmed because it wasn't shown at E3 and people said that it was going to be and that Retro Studios is making it, but seeing that we saw no word of it at E3, I think it was just a rumor and it wasn't true. So, with that, they could put a Star Fox game being a Battle Royale based game on Star Fox Assault, which I feel like would sell really well. Now, I don't think there would be 50 or maybe even 100 characters, maybe 50, but not 100, because the maps like Corneria and some like battle maps that they have are pretty small, and it makes sense because they're for 4 players. But I feel like they could use the maps from the single player and use those as the maps for 50 players to play against. Now, I think what it should happen is maybe Fox and different characters, they all have the same stats. They don't have different stats they do in versus mode, but I feel like they should all have the same stats, just like how in regular Battle Royale games work, where everyone has a fair chance. So for Star Fox, I feel like it would be great that the characters would be randomized, kind of like in Fortnite, where you can be playing as Fox or Falco or Peppy or Slippy or Panther or Leon or Wolf. Any of those characters maybe will be randomized, or maybe you can choose them yourself. You can get costumes and stuff also, kind of like Fortnite. And yeah, I feel like it would be a lot of fun. So I feel like how it would start out is you're in the Great Fox and you'll be flying through like Corneria or something like that, and then you'd be dropping out. Probably not your air R-wing, but you'd probably be dropping out and maybe be floating down with or maybe even be on fire like in Super Smash Bros. with Fox and Falco's up special being you being on fire and you're just going down to the ground. Maybe it won't be an instant down to the ground, but maybe there'll be some strategy involved where it actually can kill players. So maybe you don't want to jump out as soon as like everyone else, but maybe you want to jump out later because you could land on someone and kill them right away. So I feel like that would work pretty cool. Give a little bit of strategy so that you can be punished for dropping down immediately. But yeah, anyway, weapons will be scattered around the map like usual in most Battle Royale games. So you can find machine guns, rocket launchers, all that type of stuff. Now, I feel like you should start with some type of weapon, kind of like in Fortnite, you start off with the pickaxe, which is kind of like a melee weapon and does 10 damage. It isn't that powerful, so that's why I feel like you should start off with something at least. And I feel like you should start off with a blaster, kind of similar to Fox in the single player missions where you do start off with the blaster. I don't think there should be a charge attack though, maybe you'll collect that later on. But I feel like you should have at least some type of weapon. So maybe the blaster does 1 damage and you have 100 HP or something like that. And it won't be as powerful, but you can kill some people if you shoot at them repeatedly. And maybe there will be a charge up attack that maybe does 10 damage or something like that. But I feel like you should start with at least some type of weapon just in case to protect yourself against people that are up against you. And maybe you can get the surprise attack and actually be able to take them out. Now, I also feel like there should be some like healing items, kind of like similar to single player missions, where there'll be little med kits laying around, which I feel like will definitely work in Star Fox. And there will also be barriers, which are also in the single player and in the versus mode, where you can pick them up, and I think you can use them at any time. And they're basically a shield around you, basically protecting you for a limited time. Now, they'll be similar to the shield potions in Fortnite, but instead they will only last for a limited time and protect you for a limited time. Now, as for the vehicles though, like the Landmaster and the R-Wing, I feel like they could definitely be added in there. It is really hard to attack people with the R-Wing, and there are some disadvantages and advantages for the R-Wing. But there can be awesome like dogfights happening up in the sky, and you can be fighting against them up in the sky while other people are on the ground fighting. And Landmaster is the same way too. There are advantages and disadvantages of the Landmaster. It does do a lot of damage, but it has a slow fire rate, and it is kind of hard to control too. It's probably the most hard to control vehicle in the game, and I feel like it can definitely work as long as you don't like run over people, which I don't think does damage, but it might. But again, like the you can't like use a barrier like you can on the ground though, which gives you an advantage on the ground. So overall, I feel like this could definitely work. It really is a fun thing to play, like in single player and versus mode of Star Fox Assault. So if Nintendo can make this into like a 50 player or maybe even like 25 player matches, it'd be really fun and can definitely revive or keep the Battle Royale trend going. And it also make a lot of people buy the online that's soon gonna be paid, where it's in September. I think you have to pay like $20 a year or something like that. And I feel like with this Battle Royale, if they do this Star Fox Battle Royale, I feel like then people would buy the online more. So anyway though, that is just my thoughts of what I think Nintendo could do for a Battle Royale. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this, if you guys would enjoy this, because I definitely feel like this could definitely work, and I can't think of like anything else. Maybe Kirby Air Ride, I guess, could be a Battle Royale, but that would be too hectic with more than 4 players. Like already 4 players, that's hectic. But I feel like with Star Fox Assault, if you largen up the maps and have the right materials and stuff, this can definitely be a workable Battle Royale for Nintendo, and it can be a ton of fun, just like how the versus mode is for Star Fox Assault. But anyway, those are my thoughts. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about. But until then, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more things gaming right here on Town Nick. Bye.